But it so happens that we need to talk about Kamala and this, this speech that she gave. Was so relevant because it was her closing speech or something like that. It was very important, but she said something. She said one thing that she had never said before, and that is really concerning because maybe she said that at last, but too late. We have this. Politicians need to stop using immigration as a way to scare off votes in an election. We must come together to solve. When I am president, we will quickly remove those who arrive here unlawfully. And my jaw dropped. I don't believe. I don't believe that she said that. I need to watch that clip, and you need to watch that clip as well to confirm that she said it.
Politicians have got to stop treating immigration as an issue to scare up votes in an election. And instead, treat it as the serious challenge that it is that we must finally come together to solve.
This is what I tell you. It was so difficult for me trying to keep, myself composed because of the level of hypocrisy. She's always breaking that ceiling. You know that she's all for breaking the glass ceiling of feminism. I don't know, all that stuff that she talks about. But the ceiling of hypocrisy is that how many ceilings are there? She keeps breaking them. She says that
politicians have got to stop treating immigration as an issue to scare up votes in an election.
It's not scaring up votes. It's something that is happening. It's criminals, organized gangs are in the United States. People know it for a fact, even Democrats.
And instead, treat it as the serious challenge that it is that we must finally come together to solve.
All right. I'm going to ask the question. You know what question I'm going to ask, but let's watch until the end of the clip first.
I will work with Democrats and Republicans to sign into law the border security bill that Donald Trump killed.
My question is, if Donald Trump is so almighty and powerful, what prevents you of him doing the same again? That's something that I would like to know. If I interviewed Kamala, I would ask that question because that is something that I have tried to figure out myself. But if Donald Trump is so powerful and did it once, what prevents him from doing it a second time?
When I was Attorney General of a border state, I saw the chaos and violence caused by transnational criminal organizations that I took on. And when I am president, we will quickly remove those who arrive here unlawfully.
When I am president, we will quickly remove those who arrive.
When president, we will quickly remove those who arrive here unlawfully.
Explain to me, why haven't you done that yet in this administration, the Biden-Harris administration? How come you are the VP, you are the border czar, and you're waiting until you are president to do it? You are effectively saying that, well, first of all, not Biden or not you have more power than Donald Trump. Donald Trump is Thanos. It's almighty, all powerful. It's inevitable. I don't know, something that is, well, a deity in this regard. Second, not Biden or you are competent or have been competent in this more than 3.5 years. And fourth, third, you will not be able to do anything at all because you did not do it during your term, and you keep lying about it. And this, I don't know how people don't see it, and it's incredible the level of brainwashing of people who are voting for Kamala and don't see this. And she finally said, "Oh, as president, I'm going to." Why? The only reason why she would say that in this speech 6 days before the election, at long last, refer to it, deport the criminals, is because they are truly desperate. Again, this is not to be complacent. This is not to be complacent. You have to go out and vote. They are desperate, but we have to push on.
Prosecute the cartels and give Border Patrol the support they so desperately need.
Yeah, she finally said that. She had just a tiny pacifying gesture. She didn't look very confident about that. I don't think that she agreed with what she said. But we also have, well, all the inconsistencies that these people have talked about. Thanks to Donna Marie sharing this from RNC Research.
It is my testimony that the border is secure.
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration.
We have taken unprecedented action over the past year and a half to secure our border.
You know that they have said this over and over again. They have repeated it in all the ways that they have could. They have tried to smash that in every way possible, but actions speak louder than words.
We have a process in place to manage migrants at the border. We're working to make sure it's safe and orderly and humane.
The border is closed.
We agree that the border is secure.
We're executing a comprehensive strategy to secure our borders.
I cannot stand Mayorkas. I cannot stand that guy. Something I'm gonna get in trouble saying what I was about to say.
One of our highest priorities is to ensure that we have a secure border, and that is what we are doing.
The border is secure.
RNC Research. This so many things happening here. Base electrician says, like it is, Kamala facilitated the invasion. She has no plans to slow it down after she bribes Americans for votes with her lies. And also, this was all Kamala Harris doing. Are you freaking kidding me? Says Graham Allen. It's an invasion. We've never seen anything like this. They are cutting through the walls, and they have this video as well. I'm going to lower the volume. This is too loud.
One of the border's most remote stretches, now one of the busiest. In the last year alone, there's been a 140% spike in migrant apprehensions in this area.
I've been working in this sector of the border for almost 20 years, and we've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, because the Biden-Harris administration had never been in charge. When they are in charge, this is what happens.
Our cameras captured one of those breaches.
You know what is the worst part about all this? That so many people are defending Kamala Harris, are really behind her in all this. They say that, well, it was Donald Trump who blocked the border bill. And again, I tell to myself, am I too naive for asking that question? Is Donald Trump that powerful? Maybe, why did 6 Democrat senators sign against that bill? I would like to know, why did they sign against that? Maybe because they were going to, either way, let millions of illegals still cross the border and have a quick path to citizenship. And that would mean that it would add pressure to the availability of homes and the prices of homes and the jobs of Americans. All that would be affected. And even you remember that we were watching that debate, that Tim Walz and J.D. Vance debate. Even Tim Walz, he nodded when Vance was saying that exact thing. He agreed with that. Yeah, it's going to have an impact on housing, on the economy, on jobs. And that's why it shouldn't have been signed in the first place. It was a decoy. Did you create a decoy? In this case, is the border bill, something that seems like a band-aid to fix profuse bleeding. And no, it's not gonna do the job. It is not gonna do the job. It's gonna look like the Biden-Harris administration did something, but in fact, it's gonna be worse, because then it is not gonna be passed, or it's not gonna be covered or taught again, and it's gonna be bad for America. That is what is going on. And that's what is Kamala pushing. And now she's saying at this point, 6 days before the elections, that she is going to deport the criminals. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes her. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Remember to download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video. You will be subscribed to my email list as well.